I want everybody to say, talk to me then, what? 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 Lady, talk to me then, what? Talk to me then, what?
Alright, welcome to today's episode. As you can see, this one is probably one of the most unprepared episodes I'll probably make. Initially, I thought it was just going to be like a 2-3 minute video. But then I'm like, you know what, let me just turn into an episode because it was something I was going to speak about anyway. Initially, it was just going to be something in general, but then I kind of pushed it away because I didn't think it would be something I'd talk about this soon. But now it has really come to my attention that whenever I get into debates with people, I sometimes feel like I make so many points or I have a lot to say to the point where in my mind I think, this would be better if I just record a whole episode on it. That way, you're able to just listen. Now, whether you listen to my opinion, regardless of whether you want to be biased against or biased for or just neutral, at least you're just listening to my opinion until I finish. Whereas if we are debating, as soon as you hear something that you don't agree with, you're going to try and cut me off right there and there. And the problem with cutting people off is that others, they forget what point they were making. Others, they forget what exactly they were saying. And then sometimes it just segues or it just leads to a different conversation. And you end up not making your point, right? So then I thought to myself, I've spoken about this particular thing with 3 different people now, and they've been coming at different perspectives, but I keep finding myself saying the same thing. Because at the end of the day, we can say everything that we can say. You can have all the opinions you want to make, but there's going to be something that's going to be consistent. And funny enough, that's my opinion. Right. So I want to touch on this thing, standing for what you're promoting. Because some people, when they promote something, it's because they're benefiting, obviously. That's like probably the most obvious reason why you would promote something. Whether it's a product or it's a service or it's a company, whatever it is that you're promoting, right? It disappoints me that somehow you just jump on the offer or you just jump on the benefit that you're going to be getting and you don't actually pay attention to everything that you're supposed to pay attention to, right? Now, obviously, at this point, you're thinking to yourself, oh no, this is another opinion regarding the very controversial thing that happened with some influencers and that whole thing, right? And I'm glad that it actually went the way it went, because as much as some people went through the unfortunate, some influencers went through the unfortunate of losing their accounts or getting banned or, getting their name tarnished. I mean, it's never a good thing, regardless of whether you like people or you don't like those people. The fact that something that bad is happening to them, especially because it's the only thing they're relying on or it's the only thing that's working for them. Maybe they have some other ventures, but this is what's working for them. And now you're happy because they're going through something bad. Like, there's going to be those people, right? But I'm going to touch on that point. What I wanted to start with is, why is it that you jump on the offer first and you don't search, you don't pay attention, like you thinking you're promoting this product or service or company based on your perspective? You see, if you are a public figure, you really need to kind of put yourself in different people's shoes, different perspectives. Because I'm telling you right now, as a public figure, it's not only one type of person or one type of mindset or one type of fan that follows you. Whether they follow you for good reasons or bad reasons, but those that follow you pay attention to you or your content. You need to put yourself in so many people's minds when they look at their adored figure, because they adore you, right? Or they look up to you, or they hate you, right? You need to put yourself in all perspective. Okay, the people who hate me, what are they going to say about this product? What are they going to say about this service? What are they going to say about this company? All right, the people who love me, what are they going to say about this, this, and that? The people who look up to me, what are they going to say about this? The people I'm competing, what are they going to say about this? The people I look up to you when they come across my promotion of this product or service or company, what are they going to say about it? Right? And then obviously, before you pay attention to all of those things, obviously you're going to do your research on what exactly is this product, what is it made from, is it something that I agree with personally, right? Because as much as you're going to be chasing for commission, or you are the creator, or it's because of a friend, at some point you need to be realistic and ask the serious questions, right? And this is the thing, it's unfortunate that some people, when they get these offers, and then you think about the amount of money they're going to receive for it, you're like, so that's it? That's the amount of money you settle for? Or, okay, if it's not about the benefits, do you at least believe in the product? Because I would think, say I was to promote a clothing company, a clothing brand, right? If I really believe in it to the point where I'm promoting it, you should be able to come across me just walking or jogging or working out, dressed in that clothing, just in that whatever hoodie or t-shirt or shorts or khakis, whatever the product is. You would, I would like to think, or I would like people to think, that this guy actually believes in the product. Now, whether the product is bad or good, I believe in it. I'm promoting something that I believe in. Whether I created it, whether it's of a friend, or it's just a company that asked me to promote something, I must be able to go all the way to the point where I just use the product. Whether I use it for one thing or I use it for different things, it does not just start and stop at just promoting the product for commission or for whatever, right? Now, obviously, there are going to be some brands where they give you a deal where every time you wear the product, or you're seen wearing a product, or you take a picture wearing the product, you're really going to get the benefits. Obviously, it depends on the deal that you'll agreed upon, right? But I would expect to see someone on a random Tuesday using the product unprovoked. But I mean, we don't obviously, not everyone has the same mind. We don't think of the things the same and all of that. So, but that's my point. Like, that's out of all the points I'm going to make, that's the main point that I ensure I emphasize on, because I really emphasize on this point, because if you're promoting something, see, when I was a salesman, when I work for, as I was working for the company, I would actually use the product to the point where I try to find what I don't like about the product. And when I find those things, is it something that I can tolerate or not? Because if it's something that I can tolerate, then it means I can use it on a random Tuesday, unprovoked. Like I'm not hiding using this product, right? So obviously, if you've been paying attention or you know me before I started this venture, you will know the companies I've worked for. And if you've been paying attention, you know that I actually use the product. I don't work for the last company I work for anymore, but I'm still using the product because that's how much I believe in it, right? So, and I'm not even I'm not even sponsored by the product anyway. But my point is, when I'm promoting something, I actually believe in it. So if it's something of a friend, I can at least talk about, if I don't believe in your product, I can at least talk about the fact that you have a company or you have a product or you deliver a service or you provide a service, because maybe some people are actually going to believe in your company, product, or service. At least I'll talk about it. I can say, well, you need to find out. Because personally, I don't believe in it, or, and it's not because it's a bad thing to not believe in something. If you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. Maybe you need another person's perspective, or maybe that person or company was not able to sell that said thing to the point where you believe in it, right? So that was the main point about this whole thing. But the amount of money you're getting paid, you're like, really, is that like that's the amount of money you settle for? To the point, because at some point, as a public figure, like even when these people, when they advertise a relationship and then they get irritated by the amount of questions and the amount of engagement, because we are engaging with their content. Essentially, we are engaging with their content, relationship content, whatever it is that they're doing, that they're showing to the public, right? So then when they tell me they want their things to be private, or they don't like the amount of attention they're getting for said thing, then why did you want to be a public figure in the first place? Why did you want to be a public figure in the first? Because those are the perks of being a public figure. Even the things that are supposed to be private, they're going to be public. Unless if you're very good at hiding things, like you're very, very good at hiding things, even from private investigators, then of course everything that's private is going to be private. You can't expect people to respect. You can ask, like, okay, guys, I know I'm a public figure and know something, but I'm going to give my statement on said thing or said this. Not this thing of, no, people don't have respect. You are a public figure. You are a public figure. At some point, when you were thinking of being a successful person or successful public figure, it should have crossed your mind that there are some things that you would prefer if they were done in private, or people just don't know about said thing or said things. It should cross your mind that, will I be able to handle the pressure I'll get should this private thing be public? For example, maybe say I snore when I sleep. Maybe it's something I'm ashamed of. So when people find out that I snore, will I be able to handle the attention and the pressure and the bad or even the good things said about it, like that attention, that constant nagging and attention and whatever? Will I be able to handle that? Because it's not something that you're ashamed of. It's not something that you're okay with talking about. So once it's public, will you be able to handle that. Because as a public figure, we pretty much look up to you because you're a public figure. So you have some people that look up to you. So how will you be able to justify how this thing that you're ashamed of talking about, will you be able to like talk about it publicly to the point where you're no longer ashamed about it, or to the point where at least you don't have to hide it anymore and not throw a tantrum when the public finds out about the private thing of yours? Right? But anyway, if you're an influencer and you come across this, these are all the things that you need to think about. And it's a shame that some of the influencers had to find out the hard way whether the thing was genuine, because I'm not sure if this whole thing is completely solved. I mean, there's been a sit down and a panel where they talked about the whole thing and explaining both sides of the story. And apparently those people, the people that were alleged, I'm not going to say the words, but allegedly, apparently they're okay, but still they had to go through the process of losing that thing that they really rely on, right? So I just hope that when some influencers haven't experienced this, they need to really consider the things they're promoting. Like, how far are you willing to go for protecting and promoting it? Because when you promote the product, now we're going to assume that you actually believe in it. So when there are people who criticize that product, how far are you willing to defend it? Whether it's a product, whether it's a service, whether it's a company, or whatever it is that you're promoting, how far are you willing to go for defending that said thing? See you next episode.
I want everybody to